Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video, I'm gonna show you one of the most deadly gambits you can play against the most popular opening 1e4. Before starting the video, if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, then subscribe it right now and do like this video. Let's start. So e4 has gone the most popular opening. We're just gonna play e5. No surprises in here. Knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, and bishop c5. Till now the game is really like normal. I mean, there's nothing really surprising here. White doesn't suspect anything. So here there are a lot of popular moves for white, like white can castle. White can just get out the knight there, which is not the good option though. And one of the most popular options for white is the move d3. And d3 is a solid move. The point is, we're just gonna get the bishop out, the knight's gonna come, and the center fork trap would also not work, and you would castle at some point. It's good. It is good till the time we not play this move. And here it is, guys. The amazing move f4, known as the Lucchini, Lucchini, whatever you say, Gambit, Lucchini Gambit, Lucchini Gambit. It's just a deadly weapon to destroy our opponents. The move f5 is just very strong. So let's look at some of the popular moves here. The most popular move here is the move knight to g5, which prepares some sort of fried liver attack, really similar to the fried liver attack. It looks good and fine for the white camp until we play this move. We just play normal move. We play f4, shutting down the dark bishop. And white is going to be way more than happy because he's going to play knight to f7 and just fork our pieces. The royal fork, queen and the rook are both are forked. But here gonna play an amazing move, queen to h4. So if you're up and now just blindly just takes rook and like, I won it, let's go. He can pack his bags and go back home because it's just made in one. Queen takes f2 is a smothered bait. So that cannot be done. So here there are two options for white, g3 and castling. The most popular one is of course castling, the king side, and it looks like there's no problem to white. There is. Here we're gonna play knight to f6, just developing. And now the rook has some squares to move, so white is like, I'm gonna take that rook. And at this position, it is +5 for white. I'm talking about the points. If you think about the evaluation, it is -5. And why is that? Let me show you. Here we are gonna play knight to g4. And look at that attack. Three pieces are just surrounding there. I mean, it's a massive, massive, deadly demonstrative attack. So first of all, there's a checkmate there, or h2. So white has to play h3 to defend it. And now look at this. Look at this continuation. Knight takes f2. If rook takes f2, we just go queen takes f2, king h1, and now we're gonna play f3. Uh, yes, f3. Just opening everything. If white plays queen takes f3, then queen g1 is just made. And if white plays g takes f3, then we're gonna play d5. Yes, we're gonna play d5, and it doesn't matter whatever white takes with. Bishop takes d5, let's say. We are gonna just go bishop takes s3, and white cannot stop the mate. I mean, there are two mates lying there. It's a deadly position. It's made in for forced. White has just lost the game. So that cannot be done. What if white goes queen at the king h2? Again, we're gonna go with the same idea. d5, attacking the bishop. Doesn't matter, let's say bishop takes d5. And guys, here we're gonna play a stunning move. And brilliant move. A brilliant move. An extraordinary, remarkable move. Bishop to g4. And that move is just unbelievable. That is just one of the most insane moves you can ever see. Three possibilities. First of all, if the queen leaves the back rank and goes queen takes g4, that is mate. So that cannot be done. The most obviously, what if white just goes and takes c4? Well, there you go. The most stunning checkmate of all times. Queen h4, backwards queen move, and that's a mate. That is how you flex on your opponents. And lastly, if white is like, I know if I take the pawn, there's queen h4. If I take with the queen, then there's queen g1. I'm gonna play queen h1. Yeah, it is passive, but I'm fine. No, you're not. Queen g3, and that's me. Going ahead. What if white does not take the knight, the rook? It moves the queen. Doesn't matter where. Let's say queen e2, and a couple of moves ends the game. Knight takes h3. Double check on king. Doesn't matter. Queen h2, king h2 or king h1. Let's say king h1. Knight f2. Double check again. King g1 and queen h1 is a beautiful mate. Smothered mate, and white is gone. So that is how you attack your opponents. You thought that the traps are over. Nope, that's the starting of the traps. There are much more traps to go. So as we discussed, there's another move to defend here. The checkmate, which is g3. If your opponent plays g3, don't ever take the pawn. You have to go queen h3. Yeah, white's gonna be way more than happy. He's gonna take the rook. It's like, yeah, man, I got the rook. Always remember, this is a key move in the Lucchini Gambit. You've already seen in both of the traps this move worked, and again in this trap it's gonna work. It is d5. Doesn't matter again. Let's say bishop takes c5. We go bishop g4, attacking the queen. Now there are two moves, two possibilities. Either white can move the queen, or they can play f3. If f3, you're gonna stun your opponent. You're gonna play f takes g3, sacrificing a whole piece. White takes, you go g2, boom, and guys, the rook is trapped. Rook g1 does not matter. It is bishop takes g1. It's all over for white. If white tries to go king e2, just somehow maybe defend or do something, bang, knight d4. It is over. Okay, you cannot defend this position as white. I mean, you can take the rook, you can just harass the king, and it's all over. So, if f3, destroy your opponents. What if white goes queen d2? Looks like a good option. Nope, it's not. We're gonna go knight d4. And the possibilities here are so wide. White is done. It is minus 11, minus 13 now. It's done for white. I mean, there are four pieces just attacking. And look at this knight, dumb knight. Just took a rook and now there's there. I mean, white is just plus 5, but cannot do anything. First of all, we have the knight f3, the royal folk. Queen g2, f takes g3, and we have both the bishops surpassing laser beam. They can join the party at any point. So yeah, there's nothing for white which can be done. Going back. So that's why g3 is just not a possibility for white. Now going back. What if white does not even, like, after the move f4? What if white does not play the move knight f7? It goes for bishop f7 check. I mean, that's also a possibility here. Well, then we're gonna go king f8. And now there's a problem for white. If he moves the bishop, the knight is down. If he moves the knight, the bishop's down. And the problem is, the knight's under attack. Knight moves, the bishop's gone. So white has to do something about this knight. If white goes bishop takes g8, then we are gonna ignore that bishop. We're gonna take the knight. And after bishop d5, we go queen takes g2. It's all over for white. I mean, there's some deadly stuff happening there. After rook f1, look at the engine evaluation. It is minus 3.5. That's massive. You can even trick your opponents playing like d6. After bishop takes c6, you can play a move like bishop x3, just killing your opponents with that. And if they play something like this, you can play f3. I mean, what can be I mean, that's just done. Minus 12, the game is over. Boom. Yeah, game is over. So that's just not a possibility for the white camp. Cannot take the knight. Can just cannot just touch the knight. So white has to defend the knight. That's the only way out for white. So white can play queen h5. Well, here we're just gonna go knight f6. After queen h4, it's a very good position for black. As you can see, it Indian gives an evaluation of minus 2.5, which is just amazing. Though the king's a bit exposed, but the quality of the pieces for the black camp is just really good. And you can advance. You can just play f6, d4, d5, d6, take out the bishop, the queen, and at some point you can just get the rook e8 or rook d8. It's gonna be a very good position for black, and white's just gonna be in trouble. Now, before moving on from this position, there's one thing I like to mention that you cannot play. I mean, you can play, but at six doesn't go work because players are like, nah, the knight has to move and the bishop's gone. No, here white can actually play bishop g6, which is an annoying move because now we cannot take the knight, or it's actually black who's losing the game. So just be careful of that. Okay, but just be careful. Though f6 is completely fine move, but yeah, whatever you can do. Yeah. So that's how you respond to the move queen h5. What if white plays h4? It is simple and sober. You're gonna play h6. After bishop takes g8, you're gonna ignore the bishop. You're just gonna take the knight. Bishop d5 to take another pawn. And after the dust settles, after the whole transaction, it is black who is up a pawn and is having an excellent game going on because it's just minus 2. Though the king is exposed, I agree, but the quality of the pieces is the main factor here. We have two pieces developed, white has one. The rook is dangerous, the queen's dangerous. And just after just moving d6, this bishop's gonna come in play. I mean, it's just a good position. And if you see white's bishop, it's just closed down, and you cannot even play g3. A really bad position for white to play. Black is dominating. Going back, so I mean, so we have just seen. I mean, bishop f7 is just not a possibility. Lastly, the last move I want to mention. What if white just accepts the gambit? I mean, that's the most important thing to see. I mean, if you're a loaded player like 900, 1000, 1100, then most of the players may not even think about knight g5. They're just gonna go, ah, this is a free pawn. Let's just take it. So how are you gonna respond to that? Well, to e takes f5, you're gonna play d5, attacking the bishop, and at some point you're gonna gobble up that pawn. The most popular move here is just bishop b5, pinning that knight. So white has a plan. It is if black goes bishop takes f5, I know knight takes e5, and white just pawn up with the good surplus, the good pressure, and you can see it is good for white. So what are we gonna do after bishop b5? Well, we're just gonna ignore the pawn. We're gonna play knight e7. Knight e7 is a really solid move. It just defends everything, and I mean that pawn is also double attacked, so you can't even defend that pawn. And if you go g4, I mean, what are you doing? I mean, just gonna expose everything, and you have none pieces developed at that side. You can see there's a major edge and advantage the black camp. But there's one question. We didn't solve the problem yet. It is knight takes e5. Yeah, I mean, we haven't solved the problem. The knight spin. While here, you're just gonna castle. White is like, ah, this man's dumb. He doesn't know how to play chess. But now he's like, okay, so the pin is gone. So you can probably take the knight. Now, important to see, here you're gonna play b takes c6, attacking the bishop. Bishop goes back. I mean, at the end of the day, yes, black has more double pieces, but I mean, white is just +2 and he's gonna castle on the next move. So what? Yes, did you understand? White has no development, and that bishop sucks. A white bishop just sucks. The only way white's gonna like handle this game is by castling. So you have to stop him from castling, and there you go. Bishop takes f2. Bishop sacrifice. There's no option. King takes f5, either knight takes f5, and it is all over for white. Yeah, so after knight takes f5 is all over for white. I mean, the rook is open there, the knight is there, the queen is just gonna go on like h4, f6. The bishop can also participate after a couple of moves, and this is game over for white. So that's all, guys, for today. I hope you liked the video, liked an amazing trap, a deadly gambit to destroy your opponents. It's a very underrated gambit. Rarely people know. And after you use this position, White's just not gonna suspect you're gonna play that move. White's like, we're gonna have a normal game. But then you are like, nope, F5. So that's a big surprise weapon for you all. Check out my other videos, and if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, bro, what are you doing? Subscribe my channel right now. Like this video and comment me down below what more next traps, whatever you want. Okay, and I'll meet you in the next video. Okay, one thing to see, uh, my community tab is now open, and I'm even posting. So if you haven't checked that out, do check it out. I'm doing a lot of polls and everything there, posts and polls, everything there. So you can see that. And yeah, I'll meet you in the next video. Till then, be safe, be healthy, and keep watching incredible chess.